Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano. This is episode 353 of the world famous University Love the Best podcast. And 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call it online marketing moves, and we're coming to you live today. Today is Sunday, August the 1st, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in, come on in, come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, today here in my house, it's Sunday, August the 1st. So today, we're going to discuss why you should focus on yourself, why you should focus on your business, why you should focus on the things that you can control. Because you can't control the world, you can't control people around the world, you can't control people outside looking in. The only thing you can control is yourself, your actions, your habits, everything that you do. The only thing that you can control is you. And if you want to get successful, the more success you want, the less you can focus on outside entities. Nothing outside, nothing that's pertaining to you, will not get you anywhere. The local news will not get you anywhere. I saw my mother-in-law, she watches TV, she's bedridden. So every now and then I go and I watch the news with her to spend some time with her, And first 10 minutes of the news always the same. Crime, and more crime, And then people, they form a narrative. Why is there so much crime in the city of Atlanta? Well, if you watch 10 minutes of the news, you're going to think there's only crime in Atlanta all the time. But, crime is not the only thing happening in Atlanta. People are building, businesses. People are, living. People are working, dating, romancing, all kinds of things happening in the city. But yet, if you watch the local news, you will think the only thing that happens in crime, the only thing that happens in Atlanta is crime and bad weather. Okay, so you can't focus on things like that. You have to focus on what you can focus on. It's not about, because I remember they created a narrative around here in Atlanta about the Atlanta Braves and why they should move from downtown to out towards more like, I guess, the suburbs or whatever you want to call it. But they created a atmosphere. They was like, oh, we need to move because of the crime and all this kind of stuff. But yet, when they wanted to build the stadium where they built it in 1996, the first thing they said was, "Oh, we're going to build up this area. We're going to, make this area a nice place for people to come and visit and yada 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 yada." But of course, they didn't any of that because people lie all the time, and they just wanted the stadium built. So they said all that, and then they created a narrative to get out of the stadium. They said there's so much crime down here that we can't, our fans are scared to come down here. But the team wasn't that good the last few years. That's why people didn't go down there. People will go anywhere if your sports team is good. You know what I mean? So you can't control the news. You can't control people. You can't control narratives. You can't control anything. The only thing you can control is yourself. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you focus on the things that you need to focus on, the better off, ladies and gentlemen, you will be in your business. I'd say that with full-blown experience. I remember when I first started online, I was focused on, I was trying to learn. You're trying to learn, and you try to watch other people's, like, YouTube or read the blogs and all this kind of stuff, and then you kind of get wrapped up in nonsense, and you read about these people, and you start watching these videos, and you're like, I'm just watching other people's content, but I need to be creating my own content. So what are we doing? And at some point, you will reach that point, or you might be at that point, or you might be past that point where you go, you know what? I got to worry about me. I can't worry about this person, that person, these people, that people, all these other people. And the more you focus on yourself, and the more you create a force field for yourself, for your time, for your, of course you want to spend time with your family. Don't get me wrong, but all your family doesn't have your best interests at heart, and you have to tell people, respect my space, respect my time. The more you focus on you, the better off you will be. Sometimes you have to be a little selfish. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way life goes, you know. You know, and then you do start creating content. You do start your online business. Don't try to, yeah, of course, you want people to listen. Listen, you want people, you want the thing that you are doing to grow. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you can't control it. The most important thing you have to do first is create. If you're not creating, then people are not going to find you anyway. But if you are creating, then people will find you. You know, and of course, you have to market yourself. Don't get me wrong. But in the beginning, create, create, and create. Because without the creation, nobody's gonna. You can if you build up. We talked about this yesterday. If you build up to 1 million followers on a YouTube channel, then all of a sudden you just stop doing videos for the next year. Yeah, you might have 1 million. You might have a few followers left, but there won't be as many because you stop being consistent. You know, and that's just how it goes. So focus on yourself, focus on the task you have at hand, you know. Write out what you want to do, figure it out, and then go for it. And then get into the situation where you're laser focused. Get into the situation where one thing that I like is when I have a friend, he keeps up with pop culture, which is, you know, fine, whatever. But he sent me something the other day, and what I called my other friend and I said, question. He said, yes. And I said, you know, he sent us this thing, but who are these people? And he said, see, I was gonna ask you. And I said, I'm so happy that I don't know who these people are. I don't care who these people are, but it was funny though. But you know, the little clip I saw, it was funny, but I was like, all right, I gotta push on, you know. Can't sit here and try to figure out who these people are, what these people do, you know. I don't care. Whatever the clip was, it was funny. You know, move on, you know. I don't keep up with pop culture anymore, you know. You know, of course, you know, every now and then you might see something, you know, something might pass you by, somebody might send you something. But I'm not seeking out celebrities. I'm not seeking out, you know, like, oh, I need to go to every movie, you know, no, none of that. None of that anymore, you know. My focus is on growing this podcast. My focus is on growing, you know, the writing. My focus is on growing the online marketing business that I have to make this into a full-time commitment. My focus is on making this to a 6 or 7 figure business. My focus is on to spend as much time with my wife and my child as much as possible. Those are my focuses, and we are going to keep those in mind, you know. My focus is to get paid to be a motivational speaker, you know. Like, these are the things that you have to start honing in on. These are the things you want to start focusing in on. You want to get to the point where you have a complete and clear focus on something, on what you want to do, you know, not what you can't worry about your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousin, all this stuff. You can't focus on all that. You know what I mean? So that's that. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I know these last couple episodes have been short, but you know, it's okay. Every now and then, every one of them can't be 20 and 25 minutes. But if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, email us at Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com, and we're gonna start the question of the day. We want to know your questions about marketing. We want to know your questions about anything pertaining to marketing, anything pertaining about entrepreneurship. So email the show, and then we will start our question of the day in a couple weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, go out, enjoy your Sunday, and we will be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening, and as always, everybody, peace.